Hello everybody and welcome back to Project Cars, where we are at Brands Hatch on our qualifying lap. As of we are on our out lap, I run into the gravel strap like a complete idiot. Going into turn 2 now. Not my strongest of points this weekend, I must say. As you can see, just getting the cutback, trying to get a good line out. Now going into turn 4. I've been surprisingly strong at this turn. But turn 5 has also been a bit of a weak point. I haven't got an idea why. It's like I'm picking the line carefully, but for some reason the car keeps on bobbing about and doesn't know where to be going. Turn 6 and 7 was a bit of a calamity. I had to try and choose where I would brake or if I would lift off or yada yada, I don't know, but it turns out I would be braking. But this would be one of the turns where I actually excelled at, whereas this turn here was where I had to sort of see if I could get a car ahead of me so I could pick out a braking point and use them as a brake mark reference. And as you can see here, I've set a new best sector 2 time, so it looks like we're on for some very decent lap time here. Coming to the penultimate corner, looking very clean and tidy, and see what we can do in the final final turn. Looks strong, looks very strong. Lap time's looking alright here. 27, 28, 20. There you go, P1. Don't know how else I could have done that better. Anyway, I'm going to go transition into the race, and I'll see you guys there on the grid. And here we are at the grid of Brands Hatch. In 7th place? How the hell am I in 7th? Anyway, we're not going to let that affect us, and it's go at Brands Hatch. The former British Grand Prix of the 80s-ish, 80s, 70s, whatever. Not so good with dates. Anyway, to turn 1, I horrifically understeer, but I managed to keep it on the circuit for once. And we break into turn 2, making a bit of a calamity of it. Oh my good lord. Told you turn 1 wasn't my best suit. Hang on. There we are. Just managed to catch up to the back of the Porsche. I think that's a Porsche anyway, I can't tell from back here. Breaking into turn 4, looking neat. Just tapping the back of the Porsche a little, telling him to get a move on. There's no point just parking the bus on the apex. Right, this is where I can really open up the taps. There you go, right down the inside, looking very clever. And now coming up behind the Aston Martin, and in front I think that is a Corvette. Not too sure. Anyway, we are about 2 tenths down on the leader, and we it was a risk and I had to take it, see if I could get that second place. Obviously it didn't work out. Coming through the penultimate corner and on the legs, looks like the Aston Martin will be having me, but in the corners is where I can really excel. Popping up close to 5th gear, coming around the final turn, sliding in a little bit, then onto the run, onto the final pit straight. Looking very strong as I come alongside the Aston Martin, got a good exit. Who's going to be the bravest on the brakes? Looks like he's going to be the Aston. So I knew I wouldn't be anywhere near close enough if I braked as late as he did. Coming through turn 2, again I give him a tap. I knew that this corner is going to be hell for me. I'm sliding. That's what I get. That's what I get, I'm afraid, for my bad drivesmanship. Anyway, oh my word, and I'm actually going really wide, and the Porsche's taking me right back up the inside, and he's got the line through 4. Sorry, I should say turn 3. Sorry about that. Anyway, we're about 4 seconds up from our previous lap, so that's looking good. Come down to our flyer of a corner, if you want to call it that. Looking very uneasy there. Porsche gets a little bit of a better run than we do, but looks like we managed to get the slipstream, and on the braking, he's just parked the bus really. And the Aston has come right back through into his rightful position. And let's see if we can overtake him properly this lap, or the start of the next lap. 2.8 seconds faster, so we've obviously lost down a little bit. Going through the penultimate corner, trying to get as best drive as we can. Not looking too good. The Aston again got the legs on us. We're going to see what we can do in the final turn. Again looking straight, bobbing about a little bit, hitting that curb very well. On the straight with a little bit of camber, which can catch out a lot of people. Now onto the negative camber where the track is offloaded, and that's where I bugger it up into the gravel a little bit, losing my acceleration into turn 2. Good drive out of 2. Now coming down to 3 and 4, where I should be able to catch the Aston quite quickly. But 7/10, and it's just popped up to a second because of that little kick of oversteer. And it looks to extend a little bit as we're coming through the first sector. Don't know why it's labelled T1, should be labelled S1, but there you go. See what happens when we go into first person. Everything looks very normal. I don't know why I do this, to be honest. I guess to give you guys a bit of a better perspective so you can try and have a look at how I drive. I think it'd be quite cool, like if somebody could give me some input on, well, I know what I'm doing wrong, is that I'm like not braking quick enough. Therefore I'm accidentally punting the other competitors off. But I think it'd be pretty cool for you guys to have a look at. Another kick of oversteer, or if it's just me being a bit too aggressive with the acceleration. Very, well, mediocre drive off of the penultimate turn, and now we're just coming onto my regular camera. Overtake under braking into the slow corners. Now slow corners is where I'm pretty much going to bug it a bit like that. And that's that. I'm afraid that's pretty much just wrecked our race right there. That final turn, and now the BMW Z4 has come up, and so is the Porsche. He's looking to regain his place back very well. Turn 2 is going to be a bit of a hustle, and again I misjudged the braking calculation, and I've punted both of them wide, prompting me into third place. I'm surprised I didn't get a penalty for either of this. I really should have, to be honest. But the penalty system in Project Cars is a little bit of a joke. I mean, what is it, like lap time invalidation, and at worst you get disqualified? Why not a drive-through penalty or a 5-second penalty or something? That'll make it quite realistic. And we get punted by the Porsche, which, granted, I have been, well, needed a good old what the fuck do you think you're doing, mate? Right, coming through the flying right-hander, let's just call it that, and I've cocked that up as well on the 4th out of 5th lap. Things really aren't looking forward for us, are they? Anyway, it looks like we're coming up to the trickiest part, that second sector. Get to P3 1 second. I am pushing as hard as I can. As you can see, that front left getting a little bit too hot. 16.4 litres of fuel and coming into 4th gear. Looks promising. Got enough fuel. I've got the, well, I haven't got the pace, but I have got the cornering speed. As I said before in the previous video, I just use the default setup. I don't fiddle with any of the aerodynamics or fuel or anything. I just leave it up to the defaults. 10th of a second faster than my last lap. Things are looking alright considering that I went off in the last lap. And again I compromised my exit through 1 and into 2. Braking quite gently. About 4/10, half a second up now. This is looking quite promising to catching the Porsche. I don't expect to finish second. Best I think I'm going to get is third. We're coming up to the end of the first sector. And good drive. I'm getting quite good drive out of this corner recently. 1.5 seconds faster. Okay, I am really on the pace now. I'm really starting to catch up to the back of that Porsche. It's no longer second, it's more like 8/10. Probe for weaknesses. I am trying, and there's one right there. He got a bit too wide. And now this is where I can dive right at the inside, but I failed on that, and he's going to get the exit better. This AMG GT3 really needs some work done. Maybe, I don't know, a bit of better acceleration out the corners. But 2.8 seconds faster, my word. And now we've really caught onto the back of him. Now, just because of that poor exit, he's going to get the advantage. This GT3 doesn't have the legs, does it? But it has got the turn, and this is where we're catching people in the corners. But seeing as this is mainly a straight track, I can't see it getting any worse than that. And there you go, fourth place. And next track, I cannot remember, but I believe it is the Nürburgring. I'll see you guys then. Bye.